Did you know that the world's passport power dynamics are shifting, and not in the way you might think? It's no longer just about how many countries you can visit visa-free. The new, crucial question is, who can actually get in? In 2025, a global wave of immigration policy tightening is sweeping across nations. Governments are reacting to economic pressures, political shifts, and over-tourism by introducing some of the strictest visa rules we've seen in decades. Whether you're a tourist, a student, or an aspiring expat, your dream destination might be getting a lot harder to reach. And before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe right now. This info changes fast, and we keep you updated so you don't get your plans ruined. And watch until the end, because the number one country on our list, its new policy will absolutely shock you. Let's get into the countdown. Number 5. Netherlands. Kicking off our list at number 5 is the Netherlands. Famous for its picturesque canals, liberal culture, and world-class universities, the Dutch are facing a massive problem: they're simply too popular. The influx of international students and expats has put immense strain on the country's housing market, leading to a severe shortage. In response, the Dutch government has declared a internationalization balance law. So, what's new in 2025? Two major things. First, universities are now legally required to cap the number of non-EU students enrolling in English-taught programs. Some popular courses may even be mandated to be taught only in Dutch. Second, and this is a big one for many, the minimum salary requirement for the highly skilled migrant visa has been increased by a whopping 15% from 2024 levels. For those under 30, the new minimum is around €3,800 per month, and for those over 30, it's closer to €5,200. The message is clear. The Netherlands is still open, but they are now highly selective, prioritizing migrants in sectors with the most critical shortages. Number 4. Australia. Coming in at number 4 is the land down under, Australia. Australia has always had a points-based, strict immigration system, but the new reforms for 2025 are a complete overhaul, dubbed the Migration Strategy for a Better Australia. The core of the new strategy is a dramatic shift in focus. Australia is moving away from broad-skilled migration streams to a highly targeted, niche-based approach. The government is phasing out the old Temporary Skilled Shortage (TSS) visa and introducing a new three-tiered, Skills in Demand visa. The biggest change? The creation of a specialist skills pathway for migrants earning above $135,000 AUD in sectors like tech, finance, and green energy, promising a 7-day visa processing time. Sounds great, right? But for everyone else, it gets tougher. The general core skills pathway has a much more restrictive list of eligible occupations. Furthermore, the financial requirements for international students have nearly doubled. From January 2025, prospective students must show proof of savings of at least $36,000 AUD, up from till $24,000, to cover living costs. Australia is betting big on a few high-value migrants rather than a large number of general ones. At number 3, we have a country that might surprise you: Canada. For years, Canada has been the poster child for open immigration, but a severe housing crisis and public pressure have forced a dramatic policy U-turn in 2025. The era of record-high immigration targets is over. The government has announced it will not increase its target of 500,000 new permanent residents per year for the foreseeable future, a major shift from its previous plan of steady increases. But the real story is with temporary residents. For the first time in history, Canada has set an intake cap on temporary residents, including international students and temporary workers. The goal is to reduce the temporary resident population from 6.5% to 5% of the total population over the next 3 years. This means significantly fewer study permits will be issued, and there will be a stronger focus on postgraduate outcomes. New in 2025, the Post-Graduation Work Permit, PGWP, is no longer automatic. It will now be tied to the labor market needs of specific provinces. If you graduate with a degree in a field with a surplus of workers, you might have to return home. Canada is moving from a quantity-focused model to a needs-based, strategic one. The runner-up at number 2 is the United Kingdom. Post-Brexit, the UK has been consistently tightening its visa rules, and 2025 is seeing some of the most aggressive measures yet, particularly aimed at reducing net migration. The headline change is the massive hike in the minimum salary threshold for the skilled worker visa. As of April 2025, the general threshold has skyrocketed to £38,700 per year, up from the previous £26,200. That's a 48% increase overnight. This single move disqualifies a huge number of professions and mid-career workers. Furthermore, the minimum income requirement for bringing a spouse or family member to the UK on a family visa has also been raised to the same £38,700, causing widespread concern about families being separated. But there's more. The UK has effectively ended the graduate visa route for most students. Now, only graduates from a pre-approved list of high-quality universities, based on research output and graduate outcomes, and those studying in specific shortage fields will be eligible for a post-study work visa. The UK is making it abundantly clear. They want only the very highest earners and most elite students, and they're willing to shut the door on everyone else to achieve that. And now, the number 1 country tightening its visa rules, and this one is truly shocking because it was once the ultimate haven for remote workers and expats. The number 1 country is Portugal. Shocked? You should be. For years, Portugal actively encouraged digital nomads and retirees with its incredibly popular D7 passive income visa and the D8 digital nomad visa. It was affordable, sunny, and welcoming. But that exact popularity became its downfall. Rents in cities like Lisbon and Porto skyrocketed, pushing local residents out of their own neighborhoods. The backlash was swift and powerful. In 2025, the Portuguese government didn't just tweak the rules, they effectively ended their golden visa and digital nomad programs as we knew them. The Golden Visa program, which granted residency through real estate investment, is now completely abolished. No more options. But the bigger shock is for digital nomads. The D8 visa now has a minimum remote income requirement of €4,300 per month, one of the highest in Europe. But that's not all. Perhaps the most shocking rule of all. New applicants are now banned from settling in the entire coastal region, including Lisbon, Porto, the Algarve, and the Silver Coast. They are being directed to live in low-density interior regions to help repopulate those areas. Portugal has gone from having the most open arms to some of the most restrictive and geographically limiting rules overnight, all in an attempt to solve. So, there you have it. The top 5 countries tightening their visa rules in 2025. The global trend is undeniable. Selectivity over quantity, quality over volume. The world is becoming a place where you need to be more prepared, more qualified, and more strategic than ever before. What does this mean for you? It means do your research. Never assume the rules from last year still apply. Always check the official government immigration websites for the most current information before you make any plans. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on global citizenship and travel. Did any of these changes affect your plans? Let me know in the comments below. I read them all.